Alright, so I have access to a couple of things here today, and I thought I would do a little comparison. I've not seen this done. I have a CMMG 22 long rifle conversion kit for the AR-15, and I have a Spikes Tactical. Now I know this one's stainless and this one's not, but we're just looking at how they're made and how similar they are. Just as a comparison, just in case anyone's curious. Okay, so you see on the Spikes Tactical you have a couple of grooves cut in for O-rings to fit, and on this one the front O-ring's missing, the back one's on there. They pretty much, let me try and line them up, pretty much look identical. Subtle little differences. Okay, that's the, maybe you can full screen it and get a better view in HD. Okay, and we got the side view. The design pretty much looks the same. I'll show you a couple of things that I've noticed, if you haven't already pointed them out, that are different. Okay, let's go to the bottom. Let me line them up here. Okay, get them down here in case you want to full screen it. Not a lot of difference at all. As a matter of fact, so far as I can tell, all of these parts are interchangeable. Okay, with exception of, I'll go to this side, you might not be able to use a firing pin from one to the other. And obviously the CMMG will not accept the O-rings, there's no grooves cut in it. Now, I have not measured the diameter of the chamber portion, the part that looks like the empty 223 shell casing. I haven't measured the diameter on that to see if they're the same. I suspect if they're different, this one, the Spikes Tactical, might be slightly undersized just to accommodate for the O-rings, but for all I know, the CMMG fits in there with a little slop, okay, and could actually handle an O-ring, so I don't know. But okay, I'll show you the differences that I noticed. Let me find something to point with here. Alright, I should have had something already. If you'll notice, right here is a very square cut, okay, like it was cut out on a milling machine going this way, and this one is rounded, okay, like maybe it was sideways and the bit was cutting like that. Okay, that's one difference, and it's the same on the back here. It's square cut here, it's rounded here. What was the other big difference? It's a little cleaner on the stainless one. You don't see the, you can see the weld, the distortion from when it was welded here. This one here, you still see a little bit of it as well, but it's been cleaned up a little better. Okay, let me see if you can see. The firing pin, and maybe it's because of the color, the firing pin on the stainless one looks like it's a bigger diameter, at least on the back, than it does on the CMMG, and they probably are different because here is something else. Okay, you'll see this here is the pin that holds the extractor. Let me find it here. Okay, this pin holds the extractor in. Okay, and this goes through to this side. That's what holds the firing pin in, I'm guessing. I haven't actually taken it out, but that's what it looks like to me. And I don't see anything else to hold it in, so that's got to be it. Okay, you got to have something to hold the firing pin in place. On the Spikes Tactical, the firing pin hole that goes all the way through is much further back. You'll notice on the spikes how close it is to the extractor pin. Okay, and the CMMG, those are much further apart. So I just wanted to show that, show the differences in case anybody was curious. If they're not, then that's okay. But they look pretty similar to me. Supposedly the Spikes Tactical is high-end. I don't know why. The CMMG, I've got like 1,000 rounds through it. I have had a couple of jams, but that's just because the thing was pretty dirty. Cleaned it up and no other problems. Actually, that's not true. That was in a lower that's got a bad trigger group. I pulled it out and stuck it in a different AR, and it ran 100%. So while it was dirty, and I suspected that's what was wrong with it, turned out that wasn't wrong with it. I just stuck it in a different rifle and it worked fine. I have been having trouble with a trigger group from a Delton in one of my ARs. So anyway, that's the video.